Here we go. I am resident of Colorwood for YouTube. Jules Sains, that is Tom Diamond, that is Vickie Ray. Patrick and Alan will be along with us here eventually. We're here to talk Friday the 13th from 1980. This is directed by Sean Cunningham.
Yep.
So Victor Miller does the screenplay. He writes this thing. When did you guys first watch Friday the 13th, Vickie?
1980.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. Well, horror was just starting to come around. Well, this one kind of set the stage for what was going to be franchise horror later. I mean, because then they realized after Friday the 13th that they could make money doing this over and over. They hit on the necessary, equation to do just that. And it just kept coming. It was one of the most influential slasher films ever made. It did spawn the massive franchise centered around Jason Voorhees. And we all know it as Camp Crystal Lake. We all know that, the old arrow in the eye thing. That was like the one thing that fucked me up the most was the second one with the arrow in the eye. But something about eyeballs. They always got to do shit with eyeballs. But it was like, was it 1957 or 58? It's always I didn't know people had sex in the
57.
50s. I didn't know they were doing that. Teenagers had sex in the 50s. Did you guys know teenagers were having sex in the 50s? Or camp counselors? I guess everybody was doing it. They just didn't want to talk about it. That's what it
Right.
was.
57 was when Jason was killed.
Yeah.
58 was when all the rest were.
Betsy
Uh,
Palmer was the cook, so yeah.
and Betsy Palmer, I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
She
she was
needed
the
the
hit of the
money.
show.
She needed the money, Tom.
She needed the money to buy a
Money
Volks.
talks.
She needed to buy a new car. Her Lexus ran out of gas. And so she bought I think a Volkswagen or something like that for $10,000 that they paid her for the movie. And she had 13 minutes of screen time, and she was paid $1,000 a day.
Yes, but what a
And
precedent she set. She made film history. She didn't even know she was making film history at that time, but she was.
no, because she was a Game Star host in the 60s, and I remember her
Oh, she
from
was, wasn't
I've
she?
Got
Now
a
that I think
Secret
back on
and
it. Oh,
and
that's right. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
yep. And
Who is the
she
guy? You're all doomed. He always shows up in just about everything,
Ralph,
doing the
Crazy
same thing.
Ralph.
You're all doomed. He does every movies, and you're all doomed.
He gets it's funny, he gets killed in the second one,
Yeah.
but in the part seven, I think it is, he does the opening voiceover for they bring it back as a voice for a voiceover. It's the same actor, which is really cool, but they
Is that
kill
him doing the voiceover? Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
he does a voiceover for when they
No
do like
kidding.
uh this whole Jason montage thing where it's no one can stop him, and that's when he takes on
Right.
that psychic lady or whatever, that lady with
Oh, that's
telekinesis.
right. That's right.
Now, for arrow to the eye in part three, there's a woman who gets a spear gun to the eye, like boom,
Yeah.
in the water. Which here you do got a lot of young actors and actresses. Adrian King is
Kevin
here.
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon is here.
You got the most infamous one because what was this? Tom Savini's the one that set that up, did he? Where the arrow
Yeah,
through the neck and that in the bed, you know?
yeah. If you watch it, when you're watching the end of this movie, what's funny is because Tom Savini, he was very young when he did this movie.
Yes.
You can see the toothpicks when
Yes.
Mrs. Voorhees heads come. You can see the little toothpicks,
Yeah.
which is just like crazy. It's like okay, uh,
Especially a Blu-ray. You could pick that shit apart on Blu-ray so bad. It's sort of like
yeah,
Salem's Lot. You can see the crane holding the kid up in Salem's Lot on Blu-ray,
yeah,
where he's going to the window. So
hmm
Blu-ray's a killer sometimes.
yeah. So that's like on, and when you're watching John Carpenter's Halloween, you can see the fan blowing the curtain, like you can see the
Yeah.
big fan, which is just like crazy. Like
Yes.
if you watch it on widescreen, you could see or whatever, you could see the hand when the phone's ringing at the Wallace house. Uh, you can see the hand move off the couch, which is just an extra, just like a cameraman or something. But here in this movie, yeah, Jason supposedly drowned. So I'm gonna ask you guys that. Does Jason?
Supposedly, though, that is something I've always wanted to know about the ending. Is that a dream or did he grab? Because they do say they found her floating around in the river. Did he pull her out of the canoe or was it a dream? You never really know. No one ever tells you.
And she woke up in the hospital.
And she
Yeah,
wakes up in the hospital.
yeah.
You
So
know, well, she dies in the second one, of course, but it does come. He makes a special trip for that bitch. The one that got away.
so did Jason? Now there's different definitions of drowning. Did Jason actually drown and die?
Well, he becomes
Vicky, Tom.
supernatural in essence, though, in the franchise because, really, seriously,
Hmm.
he takes
So
Manhattan, he goes to space, he does it all.
well, when we were doing Jason Lives, we learned that Tom McLaughlin, who did Jason Lives, he kind of retcons Jason a bit. He made so every supervillain has a weakness, right? So he put it as that Jason did drown and die and somehow came back, and but his
Maybe.
weakness was water. So again, this was before Kane Hodder played the
That's
role.
true. Oh, isn't that, wait, was that or is that Freddy meets Jason? Is that
Jason Lives is before
because
Freddy
Freddy
versus.
Krueger gets in his head
Yeah, it
a
gets in
little
his
bit?
head.
That is
Yeah.
fucked up scene when that happens. That is. I forgot all about that till just now. That's freaking screwed up. Freddy
Well,
Krueger
Jane
screwing
Palmer
with
played him
Jason.
like a kind of a reverse psycho in a way because she would mimic his voice, and
Mhm.
it was really, really, really weird
Yeah.
to see her doing a role like that because it was so out of character for her.
For who?
But
Yeah.
Betsy Palmer?
was that
For who?
Jane Palmer?
Jane Palmer.
Jane
Mhm.
Palmer. It was very out of character for her to do a role like that because she was on all the game shows. But it goes to show you she got her 15 minutes of fame in horror.
Well, Tom
And
Savini made this launched his career too, though, really, when you think
Yeah,
about it.
I mean,
Savini was huge after this.
yeah, he's in high demand. And also, too, he's going to go on to direct one of the greatest remakes of all time, Night of the Living Dead, in
Yeah,
1990, which he does a hell of a job. I do think Betsy Palmer does a great job here of,
yes.
because for those who go, it's no, it's kill, kill, mama, kill, kill.
Yeah,
Though you do hear it, but when you hear
that's what it
Betsy,
sounds
she
like.
she says, killer mommy,
Yeah,
killer as Jason's voice. And you do hear a kid say, help me, help me. Well, there's no kids in this movie. It's actually Betsy
no.
Palmer doing a child's voice. She did,
Betsy Carr Palmer is a creepy fucking lady. And they,
yeah, she is.
especially when they, they ended up in that cabin, or not the cabin, but where she cuts her head off. Because the cabin, that's the second one. That's where they're at the cabin. That's because he's got all the bodies arranged
Mhm.
the
in there.
Yeah,
story goes that when
They
because
run
they did
into each
their own
other.
stunts, Betsy Palmer and the other actors, because they didn't have enough money to hire the
Some of the
stunt
best of
people.
these movies just had shit for a budget. They really did.
mhm,
And then,
yeah,
then they get these huge budgets later. They could really just live without it. I mean, just
mhm,
keep making shit stuff out of shoestring shit budget.
And she
You
was
know.
trained, so the story goes that she was trained in Broadway, so she told the other actress she was going to slap her, and the other actress wasn't prepared for that.
Yes,
And,
I
and
remember
the
heard that.
yeah, and the other actress was where they wound up cupping the face so that they wouldn't get hurt. But but Betsy Palmer slapped her and did a number on her, from what I understand.
It's sort of like
Uh,
Ellen Burstyn. She hurt her back on the set
and
of
then
The
there were a lot of
Exorcist.
bloopers in that film, a lot of bloopers in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
they killed the real snake.
Yeah. Yes. Oh,
they
God.
killed the real snake, and the snake belonged to somebody on the set.
Hmm.
Can't be worse than Cannibal Holocaust. You want to talk about animal cruelty and shit? They said that guy made such a realistic movie. They thought he actually killed the actors. And so they put him on trial in Europe and Italy, the director of that film, because they thought he actually killed everybody. That film was so fucked up. Great musical score, though. You know,
Yeah.
kudos for the turtle and all the raping and everything that went on to the native raping. Shameful plug for native raping. That movie's so fucked up. What was
Mm.
it? What was it? What is the other one? Cannibal Ferox. That's another screwed up one. We should really do those one day. Let's just rip the band-aid off.
We're here for you, Tom. We're here for you.
No, we won't
Um,
do that to Tom. We won't make you watch Cannibal Holocaust.
oh my
Thank
God.
You
you.
really should, though, just to say you watched it, though, Tom.
Yes, yes.
You'll love the music.
Not not anything else
The
though. God,
music's great.
the
Actually,
music's
that is a
great.
great musical score. I can hear it in my head right now.
My
Okay,
God.
I'm done. I don't know why I got off on that tangent.
Oh
Okay,
my,
proceed.
oh my God. So Tom, you did not like this movie. Talk to me about it.
And it's okay.
I just
I
thought
never
it
really like
was
slasher
very
flicks.
disjointed. I just thought it was very slow moving. Everybody was getting, I mean, everybody was getting killed, and there
Everybody
was
having
no rhyme
sex was
or,
getting
and
killed.
until Betsy Palmer came on, there was really no rhyme or reason to the whole thing,
Right.
and it was just. It was just a
Senseless
hack
killing.
slash. I understand that it had a lot of criticism among the
Yeah.
critics.
Back
They
then it
didn't
did.
like it either. And I think Betsy Palmer kind of put it all together.
Up until that
And
time,
it
we
was a
didn't
good
really
thing
have
she was on there.
slasher flicks like this, though, did we, guys? I mean, we had
Well,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I mean, we didn't really have stuff of this caliber, though.
well, when you say slasher, to me, the when you think about the indestructible slasher, like the
Yeah,
indestructible killer, uh, a woman did start that, but it wasn't Betsy Palmer. When you think of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, those three
right.
women, the final girl keeps coming back and coming back and coming back as the kill because
That is
she's the
that
killer,
Argento or
and
is that
and
Baba?
she again because they're all three murderesses. So
Yeah,
you 50s kind of set the standard for edgy horror to come. Now it didn't go as far as what the 80s would do,
no,
but it
no,
but it did kind of set the stage for what you were going to get. And if you're looking for the blood of it, really, you got to sort of go to the 60s and the spaghetti westerns and all that,
right,
which and Hammer and stuff. And then you have that turned up a bit in the 70s, but even more so in the 80s. The 80s was
right.
all about blood and guts. And I'll say about this when you watch the opening of Friday the 13th and you hear them singing Kumbaya and stuff, when the two camp counselors are making love, when they're surprised, at first they're not afraid. They say, we weren't doing anything. Like they were afraid that
Yeah,
they were
like
going to
they
get,
knew her.
yeah, they were afraid they were going to get fired for some reason because they knew who this person was. So the one thing you know is, hey, they know the killer, and then the person does kill, and then they're afraid. Then the girl screams, and nobody knows who murdered them. Nobody knows who poisoned the water. Nobody knows who did the fires or anything. And it's like,
Right,
okay, now you have this mystery go on, and you hear Crazy Ralph says, Camp Crystal Lake, it's got a death curse. And what do you hear from the truck driver? He tells the girl to quit. He says, Camp Crystal Lake is jinx. He goes, you sound like your crazy friend Ralph back there. Well, maybe I do, but there were fires, there were murders. Nobody knows who did any of it. So you do have something going on that the police can't seem to solve or don't seem to care to solve. And it doesn't really answer it in between of you have a mystery, you have a whodunit, but there's other stuff going on, other crimes probably going on. And it's like, okay, do we really have time to figure out who did all this? No, and anybody could be doing it.
Well,
So,
also you got a female slasher too. You don't really have female slashers at this point up
well,
until
for the most
Betsy
part.
Palmer, so you don't really see them as women, like kicking ass and killing everybody like this.
Right. She was sort of your first individual female slasher, whereas in
Well, it's because, well, she's a mother, right? Her
yeah,
grief is
she's a
twisted
mom.
into vengeance beyond belief at that point. Her motherhood
Hmm.
is
You're
corrupted.
talking about Betsy Palmer?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, she's got
Hmm.
psychological depression. She's got all the whatever, the here and whatnots for crazy, vengeful, I'm gonna kill everybody forever, murder mom. So
Yeah.
Well, that I
Yeah.
think is the one thing that brought the film out of the morass
more ass.
that preceded it. It was just it was just all the kids were, what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's it's confusion, management by confusion, and then, as I said, I think Betsy Palmer, and she's a good actress, and she brought things kind of together, and
I think what you
maybe,
notice the most is this is when gore became an attraction with this movie, because before that, gore was not the main act, the main schematic or theme. It was the main plot was just senseless, mindless brutality is what it is, and people liked it. It was a great,
yeah,
it was a great
that's
combination.
exactly what
People
happened.
said that
And
they
they
built
wanted a
franchises
sequel to
on it.
Halloween in a sense.
Well,
This,
yeah, Halloween was but this one was different though than Halloween in so many
Mhm.
ways.
Yeah, you had a more of a forest setting, you had a camp setting, not an urban setting, not a town. You had
You
a
have isolation in
you
the
get
woods.
isolation, right? You have a
Kids
female
having
killer.
sex again though. That becomes sex is bad. You will die if you have sex in the
Mhm.
80s. That's basically what it is.
Well, I would say too that Halloween, you know who the killer is. When you're watching Friday the 13th, you don't know. It's who's doing it. Like that's sort of their that's sort you get that from the
Right.
townspeople. You get that from the truck driver. Like the police don't haven't found out who's doing any of this, and this has been going on all this time. It and you hear one consistent thing from them. The Christies went crazy and broke. Well, did they really?
Yes.
Did they go crazy? We can say they went broke because we can see how much Steve is struggling. Um, their son, he's kind of, by the way, you're right. The budget is very cheap for this movie. The Jeep you see Steve driving, Betsy Palmer's character drives that same Jeep in this movie. They had to
Yes.
use one vehicle.
That was what, you know what? I meant to look that up. That was the same freaking Jeep, right?
Yep. Yep. They were that constraint with budget. It was very, again, low budget movies, big paydays. I mean, that's what these studios are sort of looking for when they're doing these slashers. It's like, okay, if we can make a quick slasher and get a big payday out of it, great, do it.
Yes.
Is the plot kind of thin? Yeah, in a sense, but if you can have a look, whodunits are the oldest thing in time, and if you can add a slasher to that mix, where it's somebody going around stabbing somebody, whether it's in a forest
Well, here
setting or
you
not.
guys. Well, yeah, here you got Nightmare on Elm Street came out. The Burning. The Burning was a biggie that came out because of this. It was campy as fuck. And then My Bloody Valentine, one of my
Um,
personal favorites. Love it to death. The
Great
Prowler.
movie.
And then you get your formula. You get the young, attractive cast. You get the isolated location. One
Hmm.
by one murders. POV stalking. So you never really got point of view stalkings before. You get false safety. You get lulled into false moments where you think, oh, this is going to be all right. It's just like, bam, you get your final survivor and your shocking ending. That was the equation for the 80s.
Well,
The final girl, all of it.
you did get a first camera perspective in John Carpenter's Halloween when he puts on the mask in the
That's
as a
true.
kid.
That's true.
So
Right.
you did get things before the 80s. It's just it became more prominent to do because Friday the 13th it gets accused of imitating Halloween. Well, when
I
they
don't
made sort
think
of
so at all. I think it was
I know
heavily influenced.
I agree with you. I think it was more influenced by Halloween than
It was a
copied it
love
necessarily.
story. It was a big nod. There was a huge
Yes.
nod. We all can agree it was a big nod to
Yeah.
Halloween.
And you can kind of they make Halloween 2, they kind of make Halloween 2 in response to Friday, like all the sequeling going
Right,
on.
right.
John Carpenter more wanted an anthology. He did not want a bunch of Halloween movies. He was on board for Halloween 2. I mean, he was there for some of it, but then he
Right.
left, and Rick Rosenthal took over direction of the
But
movie.
you could so tell
Right.
too that he took over. You could
Yep.
so tell.
Yeah, you can too. That's the thing. You get so Jason. You asked, was it a dream? Yeah, it was a dream because remember, Jason drowned in the 50s. He wouldn't still be again if he came up out of the water.
That's true. That is fucked up though. But I mean, yeah, it would be the 50s. He would, yeah, that's true. I never really thought of it.
So
Did
it's
So,
he
but I
drown
mean,
or did
why
the
do,
mother
okay,
kill
so
him?
she's in the boat. She gets in the boat at the end of the movie. So how
Did
does
mhm.
she
he
end up
drown or
in the
did the mother
water?
kill him?
Because the cops find her in the water. Why the hell did she get into the boat anyway? I would have been screaming my fucking head off, running down that road looking for the first ride the hell out of Dodge. Who's going to hang out for a canoe trip?
Well, no, that's the thing. It doesn't
She's
ever say
probably in
who.
massive shock at this point, too, though.
It does. No one ever actually says who witnessed who was the witness for Jason drowning. Like who actually witnessed this kid drowned, right? So
Well, it
that's sort
sounds
of the
like they
mystery
don't.
too, right?
No, it doesn't really. Well, did she say he actually drowned? He
She,
drowned while they were making love.
yeah, that's what
She
she
does
says.
say that.
She says that, yes.
So, in
It's a
essence, Jason might be supernatural right from the get go.
yeah, maybe,
You know,
maybe.
if he actually drowned, then he was
Well,
supernatural anyway.
well, remember, Butch. Shout out to my buddy Butch Rosenbaum. He brought this up when we were covering Friday the 13th relentlessly. When you drowned, yes, you can die, but you can be resuscitated. Yes, you still drowned, but you were brought back
Right.
to life. So did that happen with Jason? So there's that.
Yeah, that's true. I never really thought of that. They could have brought him back. And she should, but why is she killing everybody then in a vengeful manner? Well, she's a wacko, that's for sure. I wonder if she was a good cook. Obviously, she was. They kept hiring her.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Remember
that
the
poor, think of that poor girl in the beginning, though. That was the worst murder. I mean,
yeah the
she's
cook.
so full of hope and joy and happiness just to get, brutally murdered. Everybody said, don't hitchhike, you know. But it doesn't, are you under the impression, though, that it's a woman that picks her up? Or is it,
No.
because she gets into the car with anybody.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're not under oppression. A woman picks up the one sort of goof up in this movie that they do is you kind of see Betsy Palmer on the porch of it. She turns around and she's walking
Right.
away on the jacket. She has her jacket on,
That's
and
right. That's
so
right.
you
Yeah.
do kind of see. Wait, is that a woman? And so it's like, okay, so again, but a lot of things throw it off too because when Steve walks up to the sign and the flashlight shines in his face, he says, "Oh, who is that? Oh, what are you doing out in this mess?" He's not scared of the person because he knows them, and then he's
Right.
killed. So you have somebody who was very much a trusted member of the community become a killer.
Yeah.
So
Well, well, Betsy Palmer looks like somebody that, the mom next door, the grandmom next door. She doesn't look like someone you'd be scared of.
no, no. What's you guys' favorite scenes in this movie, Vickie?
Favorite scenes. It's always going to be Kevin Bacon getting it through the neck with that arrow. I mean, that was just hands on one of the best kills in American, just American slasher flicks. It is. It's one of
Was
the
that
best
his
kills.
first film? Was
Huh?
that Kevin Bacon's first film?
No.
No, he did Animal House before that and something else.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Remember? Everything's okay. It's all
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Please stay calm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was he in? Now that I'm thinking, what was he in after that?
Uh, well, after that, he was in front, obviously, this event. Now, Tremors, which he was in, I think
I
bombed, but it
love
had other.
Tremors. Don't be knocking
It
Tremors.
was
I
a good
love Tremors.
movie. No,
I wish that he was in the other ones with Fred because they were a great team in that movie.
yeah,
They are so sad that he's dead too. There will be no other Tremors with him,
yeah, yeah.
but uh,
Uh,
those they are. I mean, just the Burt Gummer shit. I love just the Burt Gummer memes that come out of that movie and the Burt Gummer Facebook page. They got Burt Gummer memes all over the place. That's like these are great. Burt Gummer. That's
the
just a
that,
great movie. That's just good, clean fun. Tremors is. I
uh,
mean, the first time I seen that, I go, "What the fuck did someone waste their friggin' money on this shit for?" Then I found myself an hour and a half later. Wow, this was fun. But yeah, he did
uh,
that much later. But
Tom, what's some of your favorite scenes? You got any?
Tom, do you have any favorite scenes
Um,
or other than says the end?
I think essentially, I think essentially the ones with Betsy Palmer, where she comes across, first of all, she comes across as a rational,
Yeah, she's
the
really rational.
woman that that you come to expect from her previous roles, and then all of a sudden, she starts to slip into the kid's voice, and that's
Killer Mommy.
a totally, totally, totally new thing for her. And then gets involved in the fight with the girl. And I think
Oh,
those
they were
13 minutes were
fantastic.
pivotal to the film.
Yeah, that was great though. That's really where you get your most dialogue from Betsy Palmer too, because she hardly has any dialogue throughout the whole movie except
Doesn't have
be
any
menacing.
dialogue. She doesn't appear until the
That was she
last
got
half
like
of the movie.
13 minutes of dialogue, I think,
Yeah, it's
altogether.
not
Yep,
much.
yep.
It's not much, but it's
So,
impactful
so
though
those are
too.
my favorites. So my favorite scenes are with her.
I
Cool.
don't blame you there because she really did do an awesome job. But I mean, just think the most famous killer sprouts from this is not even the killer in the movie. You know, I mean,
Mm,
Jason doesn't become the killer till later. His mother is the killer, so she should be the famous killer. But
yeah,
Jason still gets all the cred.
yeah. Okay, Crazy Ralph coming to the campgrounds and them
Crazy
finding
Ralph.
him, and
Yeah,
then that he warns them all,
yeah.
"You're
You're
all
gonna
doomed.
die.
You're all doomed." I love the sequence with Kevin Bacon and that woman sitting by the lake, and she's talking about her dream, about how it was raining red, like she had a
Yeah.
premonition of basically of this moment, and basically everybody ends up, other than one girl, ends up dead, which is really cool. Yes, Betsy Palmer absolutely is the star of this movie, without a shadow of a
Yes.
doubt. Her acting ability to fake a kid's voice, her 13-minute dialogue is worth every penny, and because she
Yeah.
nails it, the killer, mommy, killer, and when she's talking about her son Jason, you can see it goes from quiet to rage real quick,
Oh
and
yeah, she's vengeful.
And I
She's really
swear to God, once
vengeful.
again, I was thinking of Psycho
Mhm.
when she was mimicking that kid. And I was thinking of, Anthony Perkins with the mother. It was a kind
Yeah.
of reverse kind of
Well,
thing.
I mean, there's probably a little nod to that in there too. I mean, let's face it, Psycho was one of the, pivotal movies in the horror franchise. I mean, everybody can sense
Hmm.
a little Easter egg or a nod to that one, some form of love letter in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean John
Hmm.
Carpenter did. He named Sam Loomis after the character from Psycho. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so you
huge,
got the
huge.
info.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I forgot about that.
Though it is not the same character because they used Donald Pleasance's real age. So
Yeah.
So they
That
don't
is
like,
true.
oh my gosh. I'm obviously going to give this movie a 10 because I love this movie. I think it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Uh,
I give it a 10 too, just because I love slasher flicks. I just love it. I do. It was one of the besides Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of the most influential movies made for horror.
I'm
Tom,
giving it a 7,
You should
uh,
own this.
only
Yeah.
because Betsy
Betsy
Palmer's in
Palmer.
it. And if it weren't for that,
You would have
the
never
rating
got
would
through.
be much
You would have
lower.
never got through Necrophiliac when we did that movie.
Yeah.
There was three guys bailed on that movie. They refused.
Really?
They didn't. Well, they wouldn't do it. It was me, Keith, and Joe. Me, Keith, and Joe did it because everybody else said they couldn't get through it.
Oh my God. My
It was
God.
that bad, though. It was bad. There
I,
was parts where I was like going, "Holy shit, man. It takes a lot to fuck me up."
a movie
This
we
one did it.
I think a movie we had all talked about doing together, me, Patrick, and Alan. We talked about doing Memoirs of the Invisible Man, but I ended up doing it by myself, and because nobody liked the movie, and
I
I didn't.
love the new Invisible Man with not Kate Moss, but that you know who I'm talking about. Who's the actress? Are you talking about the new Invisible Man, the recent one?
No, no, no. This was John Carpenter's mem. It was. It had who
Oh,
was
the
it? The comedian.
memoirs.
Yeah, the
I've
Memoir of the
never
Invisible
watched
Man.
that. I don't
And
think.
I hated that movie to death. Like it was.
Really, you actually hated a movie. I find it hard to believe that you
I did
actually
not
hated
love
a
it.
movie.
I did not love it because it's like everybody's in the wrong role. It feels like. And John Carpenter, God bless him. I mean, his cinematography looks great. I give him all the credit in the world, but
Trying to think of what members of the. I don't remember
it
that
just
movie.
crazy, crazy movie.
I didn't know John
But
Carpenter made that
that's
movie.
that's one. I mean, I've done movies by myself. I have no problem doing them by myself. But it's like, man, I wish I could have say I liked it, but I didn't.
What movies come
I
out
don't
that
try to hate
oh,
movies. That's
are
just
you
it.
going to go see the new Mummy movie, Cronin's new Mummy
I did
movie?
not go see it. I want to go. I'm gonna at
I
least
was
try to find it.
because he's really into the body horror. I was just waiting to hear from somebody what they said. I've not heard anybody back on it yet. I was just wondering if someone's seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet. No, no. So, oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, Tom, do you have a favorite Jason character, actor? Sorry.
Just Betsy Palmer.
Not really, because the first time I even saw the Friday the 13th movies was early this week.
Uh,
So it was not a
Trying to think of
it
a
was
really
not a
bad slasher
priority on
flick
my
for you.
list.
I
my
was
favorite
thinking
is C.J. Graham from Jason Lives. He does a good job of playing Jason.
I
He
think
does
I
not play
Never.
Jason in the paintball scene, by the way.
the Pate Ballsy.
Mm.
But he plays in the
I like Nightmare on Elm Street better.
Oh, I love
Robert
all those.
Englund.
Those are just all great.
The
Robert
Freddy
Englund.
Krueger movies are very, very
And even
Yeah.
like
stylish and very, very,
Freddy and Jason.
Freddy
yeah.
versus Jason. Yeah.
Well,
Freddie and
Freddy and
Jason.
Jason,
When Freddie gets in
that's one
Jason's
movie I'd
head.
like to see,
Oh, he gets
and I
into
hope
Freddie's
Freddy
head.
wins.
No, he gets into Jason's head and screws with him. It's great. It's
I hope
excellent.
Freddy wins.
I might actually watch that just for grins. Now that I think about it.
That's for sure. But
Oh my
that
gosh.
sounded like a good matchup.
It was a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
It
It's
is.
definitely a
It's
fun
a lot of
ride.
fun.
My God, this is. I'm sorry, Patrick and Alan did not get to join us. This was a
I
lot of
forgot about
fun.
us.
This was a lot of fun to do Friday the 13th. So next Sunday, Time Cop, guys. Time Cop.
Time
Tom
Cop,
Dom.
sure,
Tom
Time
Dom.
Cop. Okay.
sure.
John
Dom
Claude.
Time Cop, right? Because there's
Eight
two.
o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yes, Time Cop.
Okie
Okay.
dokes. I'll see y'all same bat
Yeah.
time.
Link to the Literary License podcast is going to be in the description box. You can get Tom and Vickie on Facebook. You can check them out. And even though they didn't get to join us, yes, link to Patrick McRae's Dark Shadows Day Book of Balance is going to be in the description box. A link to Alan Gillian's YouTube channel, Collins Sport After Dark, is going to be in the description box because I'm a nice guy. And hey, we're all friends.
Shameless plug, shameless plug.
Right. You got to. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe.
Sure will, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Talk to you soon, Vickie.